So this, it should be a fairly relatively normal episode. I'm feeling a lot better than I did. I'm still clearing my throat a little bit here and there, so I apologize again if that happens. But I am feeling so much better than what I was. It's really just allergies kicking my butt, and it sucks because when I was younger, I never used to have allergies. But I don't know. Now that I'm old, I guess I do. So what are we going to do about it? But as usual, we're just going to go ahead, roll right into this. We're just going to go ahead and get started once I unlock my phone again, because I took too long screwing around. And yeah, we're just going to go ahead and get started into it. I got a new mic. Here she is. I don't think I have an issue with this one that I had with the last one. At least I'm hoping not. I'm thinking I had my mic turned up too high last time. I don't think that's what it was, because last time it was so bad. This time it's not nearly as bad, so I can just I might move this over here to get it up a little bit more right underneath me. There we go. That's a little bit better. That way I don't have to like scrunch down. Not like I don't already scrunch down, but that way it's a little bit closer and everything sounds a little bit better. And I just have to be careful not to scream into it, which, have you met me? But all right, we're just going to go ahead and roll right into it. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Phoenix Reads. Today's episode is a series of Am I the Asshole? That's right, guys. It is Monday. As usual, I don't read any of the stories I'm about to read with you. I will leave any usernames in the description if you want to go leave your own opinion on the post, given it is still up. My username for Reddit is in the description. Feel free to tag me in stories you'd like to hear me read. Let's get started. And just because I'm like super paranoid right now about my mic and making sure that it was the mic and not something wrong with my phone, I'm gonna play this back for my ears before I add my music and stuff. It was just fine the other day, so now I don't know why it's doing this. And I know it's not my headset because it sounds the same when I take it off the thing. So I don't know. We're just going to have to work with it. And I don't know. That's super weird. Nah, I don't like it. But I guess we're just stuck with it for right now. So we're just going to be careful. And I don't need to check what it is, because now I remember that I have it all in line. So, and I do believe this is episode 5. Can you believe we're on episode 5 for this already? Going strong so far. True. So testing. I think maybe my mic was turned 2 up because now it doesn't sound so bad. I'm going to do a test real quick. Give me a second. Test. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Phoenix Reads. I just want to see how that sounds. Still sounds kind of shitty. Oh well, I guess this is just what we're dealing with today. We are gonna go, I'm just gonna say it instead of having to do it again. Why is this an Am I the Asshole? Because this isn't really, this is a long one, holy shit. This one does not belong here. Hold on, give me 1 second. I don't know why this one was in under Am I the Asshole when it is not. So weird. This one's the same one. Or this is the same thing. It's like... Cancel. Sorry about this boring intro part. I've just suddenly decided that this matters, so thanks, ADHD. Okay. Now we are set. I don't understand. I wonder if it's... I'm wondering something, because I swear when I got this, I tested it, and it was so much better. Because I just got it Thursday when I ordered it, and if this thing has already taken a major crapola on me. Hello, test, 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 test. Was that really it? Because I think that sounds better. I don't know. Give me a second. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. It sounds a little bit better. That's so weird. Okay, anyway, we're just moving on. I'm not going to sit here and fight about it and make myself feel all paranoid, because what's the point? What is the point anymore? Okay. Hey everybody, happy Monday. I hope that this is coming off a lot better than Friday, or than technically Friday's episode. I did get a new mic, but I am slightly worried that I'm having the same issue and that maybe it wasn't the mic, maybe it was my phone that I record this on. So I don't know. I'm gonna try and maybe not talk so loudly like I usually do and see if that helps. But yeah, so we're just gonna roll right into it. I think we're gonna keep up with the same kind of vibe that we've had going for the last like couple Am I the Assholes. We're gonna do 3 Am I the Assholes and then 3 Am I the Devils, and then we will kind of maybe see how much time we have left after those 3 and maybe do an extra Am I the Asshole. We'll see, but we're just gonna roll right into it. So, am I the asshole for making a game out of my partner's parents' religious decor? And I'm just writing on it to make sure I keep these in order. So it says, TA, since others know my actual, throwaway, since my others know my actual Reddit. I thought they were already calling themselves an asshole on this. I was like, damn. You know what? Actually, give me 1 second. We're just gonna take this off. Oh, and that ended that recording. I don't want to be paranoid this whole episode that this one is coming out like the way Fridays did, because that one turned out really bad. So I didn't know that it would end the recording though when I did that. You know what? We're just going to delete this one. We're just going to start over. It's just going to be one of those things. We just going to start over. We're going to do this the old school way with just my phone, which, check it. Star Wars. I know. Gorgeous. Hey everybody, happy Monday. So this one might sound a little bit more like the OG episodes. I got a new mic and now that mic is having issues. That's probably why the intro will sound a little like Fridays and not as clear. So I definitely apologize. I'm starting to think it is my phone, seeing as how, I don't know, because the mic was working perfectly fine the other day when I just like plugged it in. I wasn't using the app. Maybe it's something with the app. I don't know, but we are just going to roll with it. For right now, I will mess with it after this episode. I'm done recording. So yeah, we're just going to just get started, and I think we're going to go ahead and do what we were doing last time, where we're going to do 3 Am I the Assholes, 3 Am I the Devils, and then we're going to see just where we are at with time, and maybe do an extra Am I the Asshole and an extra Am I the Devil. We'll see where we're going here. Am I the asshole for making a game out of my partner's parents' religious decor? I mean, that kind of sounds like an asshole thing. But let's see. Throwaway, since others know my actual Reddit. My partner and I visit his parents often. Despite a rocky start, given our relationship, they've become very accepting and welcoming. They are also very, very religious and have many crosses and imagery of Jesus hanging around the house. Sometimes these show up in odd places, behind a towel rack, in a kitchen cupboard, inside the garage door panel, literally everywhere. That's kind of a lot. Like, I think even for like religious decor, I feel like that's a lot. Am I crazy? Like, does that not seem like a lot to anybody else? Like, I mean, the garage door panel, like, are they talking about the thing that like you lift it up and like if you have a code, you have a code to put in? Like, that seems a bit much to me. But maybe it's because I'm not like hardcore Christian. Like, I don't understand it. I don't know, maybe. For a few months now, whenever we visit, my partner and I have a secret game we call Peekaboo Jesus. Why does that sound so bad? Basically, whenever we find a new Jesus statue poking out of a random place, we say, "Peekaboo Jesus." Between us, it's harmless fun, and we both get a kick out of it. See, now, I'm not gonna lie, from the title, I thought it was just the part, like, I thought it was just OP, not OP and their partner doing this. So I just caught a glimpse. I just glimpsed at their username, and it says Peekaboo Jeebus with a B. Like, I'm not cutely trying to say it. It's literally Jeebus. And pointed out to our hide and seek savior. Oh, here we go. Sorry. Between us, it's harmless fun, and we both get a kick out of it. This past weekend, we visited for lunch. While we were helping set the table, a new Jesus appeared, his long-haired, halo-crested head peeping out from within the china cabinet. Without thinking, I blurted, "Peekaboo, Jesus," and pointed out our hide-and-seek savior. It turns out my partner's mom was in the doorway behind me. She was not impressed and pretty upset. My partner tried to talk to her and tell her we didn't mean any offense by the game, but she was still pretty insulted. The dinner was awkward, and I've been thinking about what happened ever since. Oh, that was it. I thought there was more to it. I don't really think it's that much of an asshole move. I think it's kind of funny, if I'm honest, being completely honest. I think it is kind of adorable, because it's like, if you're not that religious, being in that position is honestly probably a little odd. So to have something like that to kind of make it feel a little bit more normalized for you, especially if you didn't grow up in that type of household. Like, I was brought up Lutheran, and why does it look like I have a scar right there? Sorry. Oh, why is that sticky? Ugh. Okay. Whatever, I guess. We're just gonna move past that, I guess. But I guess, like, I grew up in a Christian household, but it wasn't, like, that Christian. It was fairly, like, normal, I guess. Or, I mean, I guess what anyone thinks of when they think of someone being of the Christian faith. Like, I think we had, like, 1, maybe 2 crosses. I got one when I finished my communion stuff, which in Lutheran churches, it's where you get to go up, or at least in the church that I went to, it's where you get to be a part of going up every other weekend and getting the little flat cracker and having a little, like, thimble type, if you don't know what a thimble is, but like a thimble sized little cup of like half a shot glass. Or I wouldn't even say half, I'd say like a fourth of a shot glass of the wine, which honestly, that wine was good. And I am not a wine drinker. Like, I actually, now that I am of age to buy wine, I can't find any I like. My aunt sends me, yes, this is live, hi. My aunt sends me, wine all the time, and it's just kind of one of those things where I'm like, I just don't like it. Like, she just sent us some. It was actually like a champagne, because it was like a bubbly wine. And for whatever reason, the wine she sends me tastes like butter. It has like this butter back taste to it, and I just do not like it. We've poured almost, well, okay, we have tried every single one she has sent. Most of them have been given away to neighbors. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next one. Am I the asshole for telling my mom the exact moment I lost all love and respect for her? I don't think so. Personally, I think it's kind of one of those things where you need to be honest with the people that you are near and dear to. And being honest with something like that, it's hard to hear. But at the same time, they need to know if they've done something that's upset you. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, do you say something to them, or do you just, like, kind of ignore it and hope that maybe they'll change? It's a very difficult path to walk, and like some of the ones that we've covered on this show before, yeah, I think it depends on how you go across it, not necessarily that you did it. Anyway, I, 21M, live with my older sisters, 23, and my two younger sisters, 17 and 15. Oh, sorry, my older sister, just one. My older sister currently has legal custody over our two younger sisters, and at one point even had legal custody over me when I was still a minor. She basically gained custody of all of us when she was 19 because our mom was an addict. Yeah, I've been down that road, but unfortunately it was my grandmother. I was the older sibling by only 4 years, so. My mom is currently going through end-stage renal kidney failure. Because, sorry, give me 1 second. There we go. Okay. My mom is currently going through end-stage renal kidney failure, assumingly because all of those years of not taking care of herself caught up to her. Yeah, that'll definitely happen. When she first started going to dialysis about 5 months ago, she put me down as her emergency contact. And at first, I just sucked it up and dealt with it because she doesn't have anyone else in this part of the country, and my older sister doesn't talk to her for reasons you can't imagine. I am almost in this kind of same scenario, but it isn't with my parents. It's with a relative, but it's not like my dad. It's my uncle. And I take the phone calls and I go, okay, yeah, cool, and then hang up. That's it. However, yesterday the clinic contacted me and I had to pick her up. I informed her, and that I had to pick her up. I informed her that she needed to put someone else down because I wouldn't be answering those calls anymore after she had her family members leave threatening messages to my older sister. This pissed her off. And she started going about why I don't love her anymore and when I stopped loving her. So I told her the exact moment I stopped loving her and respecting her was when I was 13. I had just entered high school. I was big into football. Sorry, I'm in like the middle of a paragraph and I was hoping that I started at the top on the next page. Now I lost my plot. Oh, there we go. I was big into football, and the coach at the time was brutal. He was making us practice 2 times a day at 5 a.m. and after school. I told her how I woke up one morning and she was passed out on the couch of whatever substance, off of whatever substance she was using at the time, and my older sister, only 15 at the time, was freaking out because we had no food. We never had any food. She was freaking out thinking I was going to pass out from all of that practice and barely eating. I tried to assure her that I would be fine, but she went into that kitchen, grabbed the only thing that we had, which were 2-day-old, almost burnt rice, salt, a can of green beans, and half a chicken breast, and made me and our siblings eat an entire fried rice meal. She made sure I ate that morning and that I ate that meal on my way to practice crying. She had to stay home from school that day, like she did most days, to send younger sisters off to school and to be there to pick them up. When I got home from that day, my sister was in the kitchen cooking dinner, and there were some groceries in the fridge that she bought with the money she got from selling her rings that our grandma gave her to some sketchy-ass guy that used to hang out at the convenience store, all while she remained high and passed out. I'm assuming when they say OP means his mom. I told her that's when all love and respect for her vanished. She cried and told me that I was evil, having a moral conflict because I'm wondering if I should have been softer with her. Am I the asshole? Info. My dad passed away of an OD when I was 8, so he really was no better than my mom. Honestly, no. I think that if my parents had continued to doing what they were doing and never got caught and had to do their time that they did, I think I would have eventually learned to resent them as well. Just because of all the shit that they did while I was a child. Like, they basically chose drugs over me and my brother and put us into an abusive situation, which my dad has actually come out and saying that we did not have it that bad and that it was not traumatic because we at least had food every day and a roof over our heads. Never mind the fact that we grew up without love, without support, without someone actually being there for us to not abuse us emotionally or physically or mentally. So I didn't have the heart to tell him in that moment that he doesn't get to tell me what is traumatic and what's not traumatic. So, I mean, their feelings are quite valid. His feelings are very, very valid. I don't think the way that he came across it was wrong. Because honestly, sometimes with people that are addicts, if you don't tell them how you feel, like, bluntly, they're going to use it and turn it around and make it seem like, oh, well, they didn't make it seem to be that bad, so obviously it wasn't that bad and it wasn't that terrible for them. Except that it is terrible. It's just that people like us usually try to spare somebody's feelings because it's like, oh, well, it wasn't that big of a deal. They didn't seem to make it out to be that big of a deal, so it wasn't one. So people like this, I know that if he didn't do it now, he would have done it later on. Or I feel like if he didn't do it now when she was coherent enough, because, a lot of the times with people like this, when they're dying or having the issues that their mom is having, because it says that he's going through end stage. So I'm assuming that she's nearing the end of her life. If he didn't do it now, when she is coherent enough to understand the words that he's saying, he would regret not telling her and getting his feelings across later on in life. And that's okay. I sometimes feel the same way. I had put my mom on such a high pedestal when she got out of prison because I was like, yes, my mom's clean. She's got a job now. Like, everything's going to be fine. And then she got sick. And she died within a year of getting diagnosed with cancer. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, it all happened so quickly and I'd had her on a pedestal for so long that I never sat there, and now that I'm a mom, looked at holy shit, like, she didn't give a flying fuck about me for years. And here I am putting her on this pedestal of that she did her best. She didn't try to do shit. So it's a difficult situation to be in. I personally don't think he's the asshole in that, but I know that there's a lot of people that might think he is the asshole, so. Alright, this is our third one, and then after this we're going to switch over to Am I the Devil? Am I the asshole for giving my step-niece's gift to my niece? So, there's 2 nieces, a step-niece, and a niece. My brother remarried a few months ago. His new wife has a daughter, Sarah, who is around the same age as his daughter, Alina. Oh, that's a pretty name. I personally hope it's not her real name, but it's a pretty name. My sister-in-law doesn't have a good job, so Sarah had a pretty tough life. Her birthday was about a week ago, so I decided to buy a laptop for her. I wonder how old these kids are. Like, oh my goodness. Okay, I say that, but yeah, I had a laptop when I was like 13, 14 years old, I think is when I got one for the first time. I think it was about that, honestly. I think I was about like a freshman in high school when I got one, but my brother got one and he's 4 years younger than me. So he got one when he was 10. Her birthday was about a week ago, so I decided to buy a laptop for her. I know she needs one for school, and they can't afford one. I explained to Alina that I'm giving Sarah a better gift, not because I love her more, but because Alina has everything she needs, and Sarah doesn't, and she understood. At Sarah's birthday, I gave her my gift, and she seemed very happy. However, I heard her bragging to Alina, telling her I don't love her. Alina kept telling her to shut up, but she kept going, and I was furious. I asked Sarah to give the gift back and gave it to Alina. Her laptop was 3 years old, so she could use a new one. I told my brother that he doesn't dare take this away from my niece, and if he does, then he'd better remember to never ask me for any financial help, which he does regularly. My sister-in-law got extremely angry and called me an asshole and said I ruined her daughter's birthday. I told her her daughter ruined her own birthday, and this punishment is well-deserved. I will never sit here and watch someone bully my niece, and my sister-in-law and her daughter think I'm an asshole, and I believe my brother agrees with them, but he doesn't say anything. I mean, she done fucked around and found out. That's kind of a big deal, because it's like, why would you sit there and act like that, first of all? Because, I mean, that's just a shitty fucking thing to do. So, I mean, I personally wish I had more thought process like this guy, because seriously though, it's like, why would you sit there and act like that after getting a gift? And that's like the shittiest fucking thing to do when you are given a gift. Like, it's beyond me why people do that. Why some kids act like that. Because it's like, you finally get something nice from somebody that loves you, and your first, like, instinct is to, like, be an asshole about it. Like, I don't think that the uncle was the asshole. I think the niece was the asshole, personally. So, this is on to the Am I the Devil? I'm going to make sure I mark these, because I did not mark the last two. Just so that way I keep them in order. Am I the asshole for allowing my girlfriend to move into my house even though my daughter doesn't like her? So I feel like this is, as somebody who is a stepmom and also a stepdaughter, it is a very weird position to be in, because, again, this is one of those things I can see both sides of. So I've been with my girlfriend, Alexis, 28, for about a year. I met her online on a dating website a couple months after my late wife had passed away. I didn't want to tell my daughter, Anna, 20, about her. Okay, so the daughter's an adult. I'm assuming still living with dad. Maybe, I don't know. about her until I felt my relationship with Alexis was something serious, and that took about 6 months to happen. And to be fair, I think that's completely a normal thing to do. You don't want to introduce, no matter how old your kids are, I don't think that there's a point in introducing your kids to someone you're dating, like, as soon as you decide to go on a date with them. I think it's okay that you be like, especially if you are female or female presenting, and you're going on a date with somebody that you do not know at all. I think it is okay for you, and like, if your kid is the only person that you talk to on a regular basis, to be like, hey, this is where I'm going. I'm going on a date. I'm going, this is the info that they gave me, and this is where we're going. So, if you go missing or if anything happens, somebody close to you knows your last whereabouts, which is fantastic. And especially if you have like anything that can share, like an iPhone that can share your location with them. I watched way too much true crime for this not to be a thing. The day I decided to pull Anna aside and tell her I was seeing someone, I could see her face dropped. I immediately let her know that Alexis wasn't a replacement for her mother and that she didn't have to meet her until she felt she was ready to. She told me as long as I'm happy, she's happy, and she left it at that, so I took her for her word. That's basically what I told my dad when he started dating, because, like OP, he started dating my stepmom, like, just under a year before, of her death. So, again, I was 18 when they started dating. So it wasn't like, I wasn't like 13 years old and like how dare you replace my mom and blah, 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 and all that stuff. So I still felt that way, but I was old enough to the point where it was like, I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. Like, if you're happy, I'm happy. As long as she treats you right, that's fine. Little did I know how much of an input she would be in my life. It was kind of one of those things where I'm like, now I wish I would have said something else, but oh well. I think regardless though, if I had said anything or not, my dad was going to date her. So it was kind of pointless. Well, they ended up having to meet not too long after that because Alexis was going through some financial issues and was going to be evicted from her apartment. So I told her that she could live with me until she could find another place. When I told my daughter that Alexis was going to live with us temporarily because she was going through some financial woes, she told me she thinks Alexis is a gold digger and she didn't trust her. That pissed me off because Alexis isn't that type of person. I told her I was sorry she felt that way, but I couldn't just allow Alexis to be homeless in the streets, and that if she didn't want to be in the same room as Alexis for a little while, she could just move out. So the daughter was living with OP, and then now new girlfriend is going to come and live with them too. That would be, again, someone that has been in that position before, because I was still finishing school when she moved in, and it was a whole thing. She stormed up to her room after that and didn't speak to me for the rest of the day. The next day, Anna told me she was moving out as I had disrespected her and her mother by having another woman move in not even a year after she had passed away. So, okay, hold on. Oh, okay. So he met and started dating this girl, Alexis, months after his wife passed away. They've barely been dating a year when this is going on. I will never understand people that move on that fast from somebody that they were married to and loved. And like, I understand for some people it's not as hard, or moving on makes getting over that person's death easier, but it's so bewildering to me why people do this or how people can do this. The next day, Anna told me she was moving out, as I had disrespected her and her mother by having another woman move in not even a year after she had passed away. I apologized to Anna and told her I didn't mean what I had said the other day, but she told me she didn't want to hear it and that she wasn't going to change her mind as she already let her grandparents know what was going on. I wonder whose grandparents. Or I wonder whose parents. Is it dad's parents or is it mom's parents? My relationship with my daughter has suffered drastically and I haven't spoken to her for a good while. I understand I may have been wrong because I told my daughter she didn't have to meet my girlfriend until she felt she was ready to, but at the same time, because my girlfriend was being evicted and may have potentially been homeless, I felt justified in allowing her to temporarily stay with me until she could find another place to live. So I'm trying to see whether I was truly wrong in breaking my promise to Anna, since if not, Alexis would be homeless. Okay, so this is my thing. You're telling me that this girl that you just met miraculously now has financial woes, as you put it, and was going to be evicted shortly after you guys start dating. And she has nobody else that she can turn to. Not a parent, not a family member, not a best friend. Absolutely nobody but you. To me, that would be a huge red flag. And I think his daughter sees it and she doesn't. And honestly, I would not feel comfortable moving in with somebody and their daughter within a year of them losing their mother and wife. I think that would be absolutely strange and odd, in all fairness. I think it would be so weird to go through and just experience. I don't think it would be right. So, yes, he's definitely the asshole. Oh, hold on. Let me mark this one too. I wish that it would just come up, but okay. Am I the asshole for asking my husband to include our children when spending time with his estranged son? Fairly certain that if his estranged son wants to be a part of y'all's life, then he would be a part of y'all's life and they probably wouldn't be that estranged. But if they're still getting to know one another, then you just need to back the fuck up and butt out. I am a 45-year-old woman who has been married to my husband, Fred, for 20 years. We have 4 children, including my 24-year-old stepson, James. When Fred and I first met, he was still married to James's mother, Lily. Really? James and Lily? Sorry. We fell in love, but we didn't do anything physical until after their divorce was final. So you're the other woman. Okay. I met James when he was 5 years old, and over the almost 20 years that I have known him, he has never liked me once. Probably because from the outside point of view, with the information we have right now, you broke up his mom and dad's marriage. So I wouldn't like you either. Despite my best efforts to build a relationship with him, he has never shown any interest in getting to know me or his siblings. Now, when James turned 18, he left home, and while he would occasionally call and spend time with Fred, he would never do so with me or our children. Because he doesn't want to fucking know you or talk to you. And he has every right to. If it has been 13 years and he wants nothing to do with you the whole time, back the fuck off. End of story. Recently, I asked Fred to include our children when he spends time with James. But James has not spoken to him since. Because he doesn't want anything to do with his siblings. That's not a big fucking deal. Stop trying to push it. Now, my mother-in-law, who has always favored Lily over me, has called me and accused me of being the asshole for hurting James and Fred's relationship even further. That's exactly what you did. You were pushing his siblings onto him, and he doesn't want anything to do with them or you, and you need to get over that. I understand that my request may have hurt James's feelings, but after almost 2 decades of trying to build a relationship with him, I feel I have exhausted all other options. I love my husband and our children, and I want them to feel included and valued in our family. It's not fair for James to exclude them from his life with Fred simply because he has a strained relationship with me. This is another one of those things where I feel like we're only getting like one part of the story, and she's not including all the shitty things she's done to this kid, because I guarantee she has. I believe it's important for families to come together and support one another, especially during difficult times. James is a part of our family, and I want him to know that he is welcome to spend time with us, but not at the expense of my children's feelings or our family dynamic. I understand that James may be hurt, but I hope that he can see our family is important to us and that we want him to be a part of it. I think you have made that point very well known to James. The point you're not getting is that leave him the fuck alone. If he wants to come to you with something, he will. If he doesn't, big fucking deal. Stop pushing it. The more you push it, and the more you try to make a relationship between you and your stepson happen, the further he is going to push you away. And to the point where now you are hurting the already very strained relationship he has with his dad. You need to leave him alone. You need to just fuck off and leave him alone for a little while. Let things settle and let him come to you if that is something he wants later in life. And if it's not, get the fuck over it. I don't know what else or how else to do it or how else to say it, because y'all. Okay, we're going to move on to the next one. Am I the asshole for standing up to my wife after doing household chores? Why would you need to stand up to your wife? And is it about the chores? Like, did she make you do them? Because heaven forbid you help out around your own fucking house. For as long as I can remember, my wife has been very critical of the way that I've done household chores, whether it's cleaning, cooking food, or doing laundry. It seems like my wife is always yelling at me and nitpicking. It's bothered me for a long time, but I eventually did what she wanted. However, last night, I finally gave her a piece of my mind. Something's telling me this man is about to be single. We were cleaning our place after dinner. She was cleaning the bathrooms, and I was cleaning the living room and the kitchen. I decided that I would simply use disinfecting wipes to clean the surfaces since they're quick and easy to use. To be fair, I have kind of done the same thing, but with baby wipes. But in my defense, I was pregnant and could not use cleaning chemicals, so I cleaned like the whole bathroom with just baby wipes. I mean, it was still fine. I just, like, it was just mostly, like, the dust and dirt and stuff. Like, it wasn't like I was trying to get, like, any stains out or anything. So, I don't know. In my defense, I was pregnant and I couldn't use those type of things anyway, so. And to this day, I still keep baby wipes around just for, like, wiping up. Like, my kid has a table that he sits at when he eats, and instead of, like, breaking it down or like instead of like spraying it down with all these chemicals and like get on the couch where the cats sleep and lick themselves, I just use the baby wipes and wipe it down. Like if it's ever like so bad where I feel like it needs disinfecting, I obviously have stuff like that, but for like everyday use, it's just like wet wipe. And then at like I think every like 2 to 3 days I take soap and water and scrub it down real good. Seems to work fine. There was a program on TV that I wanted to watch anyway. Well, I finished up in the kitchen and plopped down on the sofa to watch my show. My wife came in and told me that I hadn't properly cleaned and that I needed to go over it again. I told her that I had cleaned it and that she was being a perfectionist like usual. She got really angry at me and told me that demanding basic cleanliness without streaks isn't perfectionism. I laughed and told her that she lacks self-awareness, and if streaks are so important to avoid, she was free to clean the kitchen again her way. She became furious and said that I was being purposely dense and unwilling to learn how to do the tasks right. while I do kind of agree with her right now, I also, like, agree with him. Like, sometimes streaks happen. And, like, personally to me, I don't really give that much of a flying fuck about them. But I know, like, from day to day, I don't really, like, give, like, a whole, like, big hoot. Like, if I leave a streak or something like that. But if I have, like, people coming over, then I'm like, we gotta get rid of them. How dare they know that we actually live here? I told her that I was being, I told her that she was being condescending and that perhaps she should seek professional help for obsessive compulsive disorder if she was unable to handle some streaks. I mean, it wasn't like I wiped everything down with a dirty rag. These were disinfecting wipes I'd purchased from the grocery store. I felt proud of myself for standing my ground, but my wife said that I was being a total jerk and mean to her. I reminded her of her mother's mental disorder, for which she had been in therapy for years, but my argument didn't seem to matter and may have made things even worse. When your wife is in an unhappy mood and trying to explain to you her side of things, if her mom has a mental disorder, maybe you shouldn't fucking bring it up. Just maybe a little hint. My wife slammed the bedroom door shut and locked it, forcing me to sleep on our extremely uncomfortable sleep sofa. Boo-hoo, I need a little tiny violin. Her extreme overreaction has caused me back pain and a horrible night's sleep. Oh goodness, break out the tiny violin again. And I'm afraid she still won't see things my way even after we talk this evening. I just want her to understand that she is behaving like a big bully, but I'm afraid she's too narcissistic to ever admit to this, and I don't know what to do. Am I the asshole? Is she the narcissist? Is she OP? Because I'm starting to think maybe it's you. Heaven forbid your wife wants you to actually pitch in and help clean the fucking house that you both live in. Heaven forbid. Heaven forbid. That's what this episode's going to be called. Heaven forbid. We've got plenty of time. We're going to do another one. Oh. Why are people like this? Because seriously. I will never understand why there are some people like this, where it's my wife wanted me to help me clean. How fucking dare she ask me to do it the right way? Am I the asshole for expecting my 18-year-old to come with us on our family vacations? This one does have another title for the repost in Am I the Devil? And it's called That's Not How Custody Orders Work. Every year, I take my kids, 18M, 17M, 15F, to the beach for the 4th of July for a camping trip. We have done this trip every year, starting when my 18-year-old was 8 months old. I love it so much that when their mother and I divorced, I made sure I got 4th of July holiday every year in the custody agreement so I could continue the tradition because I just love beach camping so much. So much I get a massive white on for it. Last week, my stepson, 13, was talking about the upcoming trip, and my 18-year-old said he would not be going. I told him he absolutely has to go. It's tradition, and it's in the court-ordered custody agreement. Good sir, that man is now 18 years old. He doesn't have to obey that custody order for fuck all. He told me he is 18 and will have graduated from high school by then, so he does not care about the custody agreement, and then said that it expired for him when he turned 18 a few months ago. Well, it doesn't say anything in the agreement about it expiring, so I think maybe his mother told him that. No, it's common fucking knowledge. Once he turned 18, he's a fucking adult. That custody agreement is null and void and no longer matters because he's no longer a minor child. Doesn't fucking matter. Sorry, I'm getting all worked up again. So I think maybe his mother told him that. I told him that the agreement is court-ordered and he needs to be with me for that trip, just like every other year. He said no, that he was going to take a graduation trip with his friends to Disneyland. I'd fucking do that too. Because, don't get me wrong, I've only been camping once in my life. And I really, really, really want to go again. However, I have been thwarted the times that I have had the opportunity to go. Like, work has come up. But I don't have that issue this year. So I'm hoping I get to go camping. Which... I'm honestly not sure how that would work with the upload schedule, but I will do my damnedest to make sure that it's... I mean, I think it would only be a weekend thing anyway, but fingers crossed. I told him that he's not allowed to go to Disneyland with his friends because this is my court-ordered time with him. It doesn't fucking matter anymore. He's 18, goddammit! He said he would not be coming to see me anymore after he graduates, and that he's only coming now for his brothers and sisters, and that I cannot make him go. I told him if he doesn't come on the trip, I will take his mother to court for contempt against the custody agreement. He called me an abusive asshole who doesn't understand how the age of majority works. He said I could post this here because the internet would agree with him. So internet, am I the asshole? Abso-fucking-lutely. The repost is right. That's not how custody orders work. The dude turned 18. It's over. It's fucking over for you. That's it. He gets to now go and live with the parent that he wants to live with, to visit who he wants to visit, and you don't get to tell him that anymore. Unless he lives under your roof consistently, which, to be fair, that's not what it sounds like. I don't think that that's how it is. Yeah, I don't think that's how it doesn't mention if he has majority custody or not. But still, like, if he wants to now, like, go and do stuff, and I understand it's tradition, and you love it so much. I'm going to try and see things through your point of view for a second, which is really hard. I understand you love beach camping so much. Maybe he doesn't. Not everybody's an outside kind of person. Like, my kid, he's super excited for the idea of going camping for his first time. And then he sits there and thinks to himself, but if we go camping, how am I supposed to charge my iPad? Maybe we just won't take the iPad. Or if we do, you'll only be allowed to use it in the car on the way there because it's a long-ass fucking... Because I think if I remember correctly, it's like at least a 2 or 3 hour drive. Anyway. So that's my thing about it. Is that... Why would you sit there and try to force him to do this? Why would you want him to miss out on a graduation, like, trip with his friends over your every single year tradition? A graduation trip with your friends to Disney is kind of one of those things that only gets to happen, like, once in their lifetime. He's not going to graduate from high school again. And I feel like you're being very selfish to be like, no, you're going to come with me whether you like it or not. Like, that's going to make him not enjoy it. Like, don't you want the tradition to be something fun that everybody enjoys instead of having your one kid sit there and be miserable the whole time? Like, I think that would ruin the trip, to be honest. Or if I'm being honest, I personally think that it would ruin the trip. All right. This one is 8. And this one is a little bit of a 2-pager, so we might even have time for an extra one. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. Am I the asshole for asking my girlfriend to continue doing my laundry if she wants me to buy groceries? The fucking audacity of men. My girlfriend, 28F, and I, 32M, have been living together for 4 years now. That poor girl. She works from home since COVID most of the time, but some days does go into the office. I go into my office every day. My girlfriend has always done our laundry together, and she has never had a problem with it for all these years. Since she works from home, she takes care of a lot of the housework, but I do help out. I feel like that needed to be brought in. For those that are just listening, I did air quotes. Where I can when I get back from work. Although she often refuses my offers with reasons like I should wash my hands better. I do wash my hands though. Listen, bitch. I'm fairly certain when she says wash your hands better, she's probably telling you to use soap and water, and I guarantee you, you just turn on the water and go for 10 seconds and then go, I'm good. And I bet money that's what it is. I bet it's not even hot water too. I bet it's like that lukewarm shit. Lately, she has started separating my undergarments and vests from the laundry pile and not washing them when she has no trouble doing that in the past. Do you got booty streaks in your underwears? And BO on your vests? Because that's gross. Because I swear to God, if this ends up with a booty hole streak, oh, someone give me strength. That's a weird saying. I think somebody left out a word. But she has no trouble doing them in the past. My undergarments with contaminate her clothes and wants me to do them myself in a separate load. Yet she still washes hers in the same load. I suggested we do all of our undergarments in a different load, and she said no because her are cleaner and that would be worse. I'm not gonna lie. If somebody had booty streaks on their clothes, I would not want to put them in with my clothes. At all. Because I feel like I would get a yeast infection just thinking about that. She got pretty mad and made some nasty comments about my hygiene, saying I should keep myself cleaner in the privates and not soil myself. This man has booty streaks on his underdrawers. Y'all, this man don't wash his butthole. He is literally one of those men that, like, I don't wash my legs in the shower. I don't clean my butthole because that's gay. He is one of those men. I swear that's exactly what we're experiencing right now. Sorry. I have to reread that. She got pretty mad and made some nasty comments about my hygiene, saying I should keep myself cleaner in my privates, not soil myself. I do not, it says in little parentheses, and learn how to wash my hands. Learn how to wash my hands. I do shower and I do wash my hands, but maybe it's natural that men smell more. IDK. My dude, you stink. Deodorant, fragrance soap in general, like, water is not the only thing that will get you clean. It is not the only thing that you can use. You can use fragrant stuff, and it's not feminine to want to smell good as a man. I'm sorry. I'm getting pretty annoyed at being treated like I am disgusting when I am not. You sound disgusting because you got streaks on your drawers. I lived with my mom before her, who did my laundry and never said my boxers were dirty. I bet your mom is so used to your boxers being dirty that she just didn't see a point in saying anything. And that's on enabling. I said if she keeps doing this, I will stop buying the groceries if she keeps telling me to bring on my commute from work, and she can do that herself. Then y'all might as well just break up at this point. Edit. Okay, point taken. I will take her advice about hygiene and shave/wax down there, and then see a doctor in case I have some condition, and apologize to her. Actions speak louder than words, and my boy, I hope you learn to clean your booty hole properly, because nobody wants to clean somebody else's duty. Listen, I'm a mom. I did my time with cleaning duty. My kid is fully potty trained now. Given he gave me the best fucking, like, shit send-off when he decided suddenly that he's like, you know what? I'm not going to go to the bathroom in my drawers anymore. But, however, that last shit parade that we had was, like, up the back, like, halfway up, like, shirt. I was just like, I'm gonna have to throw this whole kid away and start all new. But I didn't want to have to start all over because we were so close. And that was literally the last time he had ever pooped in his pants, like, on purpose, I'm gonna say. Because, I mean, like, he's had, like, little moments where it's, like, when he's been sick and he's sharded. And he has learned so quickly to, like, not trust his farts anymore. To be, like, where if he's not feeling great, he'll be like, I don't trust it. I'm not gonna trust my fart. And run to the bathroom. So... we've definitely had like some of those where he's been sick and like sneezed and like sharted and he's like, oh no. So it's happened. But as a grown man, like, are you telling me as a grown man you don't take your drawers off and then look at them ever? Because honestly, like, if I was him and my girlfriend had started saying, like, you know, I'm kind of tired of cleaning your drawers, like, they're way more gross than mine and I think you need to do them on your own, like, I would have went and looked at him and been like, what the fuck is she seeing that I didn't see? Like, what is on my ass? What is on my crotch? I would have had to look, because I would have been like, why is it suddenly so bad? Like, what happened? Like, I would have honestly been confused as to what had happened, that I would have been like, digging them out of the laundry and like, oh. Because I know they're really frowned down upon by a lot of people, but we have, like, flushable wipes that are called flushable wipes, and we keep them by the toilet for my son. Like, I have taught him to wipe after he pees, because I don't think he understands... It's not that I don't think he'll understand the point of shaking it off. My kid has slammed his penis in the toilet seat before and bruised it to the point where I think that if I teach him, or if I have my husband teach him how to shake it off, all that's going to happen is I'm going to get pee droplets, like, all over the wall and shit, and I'm just going to be to the point where I'm going to curse and scream and throw a fit because I'm going to have to clean piss off the walls, which I've done enough of that since he has started peeing in the toilet. But I digress. This man needs to clean his booty hole better, and definitely apologize to his girlfriend and start doing his own laundry, because maybe... Honestly, I think that there needs to be, like, a week where he does the laundry and she buys the groceries. Like, it said that she is mostly, like, at home because of COVID, or at least since COVID, but she does go in sometimes. I think that on one of the weeks that she has to go into the office, he needs, not necessarily, like, stay home, because I understand he still has a job. He needs to, like, do the laundry and do both of their laundries and see the difference. Because, my dude, I think you got some booty streaks. And that's gross. And that's going to be our last one today. We're going to end on booty streaks. Thanks to everyone for listening today. I hope you all enjoyed the podcast. If you know someone who likes my content, feel free to send me their way in a share. If you would like to send me a message with your own story, rant, question, unpopular opinion, or if you want me to tell everyone how you fucked up today or any day, send me a message via any of my social media found in the description below. Just look for my cute little avatar you see on whatever app you're listening on. Please give a rating if you enjoyed what you heard today. I hear that they help out tremendously. And as always, I will catch y'all later. Bye! So I guess for right now, we are back to the old ways. Not as clear audio. I am going to try and figure out what is going on with this mic, because I swear to God, it was fine just the other day when I got it, but I may just have to get my $40 back and just stick with this for a while, and that's okay. I'm completely fine with that. We will figure something else out. But as for everyone else watching on YouTube, feel free to go ahead and leave a comment, a like, a share, hit the bell icon, subscribe if you haven't done that yet, and if you enjoyed what you saw. But, yeah, I will see you guys on Wednesday if you're watching via YouTube, and if you're watching via Twitch, I will see you on, well, tomorrow. Have a good